This is the pre-shot made host of Therapy Lounge, and I got my co-host,
Shanita Jackson.
We have a very, very special guest today. She is a manager, and she's the mother of Yaz the Greatest. Bizure Gray, you can catch him on Empire. She's an entrepreneur.
Yes.
And she's doing a lot of major things. And she also got a clothing line as well. So, without further ado, I want to introduce y'all guys to Andria Mayberry.
Andria
Mayberry. I'm sorry. Andria Mayberry, welcome to Therapy Lounge.
Thank you.
Are you ready for your session?
I am. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So tell us about this book, Before Empire.
Okay, Before Empire, this is basically, I talk about me as a single mother raising 2 children. The gist of the book is based on my son, but I do have a 25-year-old daughter that I also touch on as well because she was involved in everything that we did. Rather her having feelings about the fact that I may have to spend more time with him, she still was an intricate part of the story, so I did put her in the story as well. But I touch on the domestic violence that I went through, me being a single mom, raising a child with ADHD and what I went through, trying to get him through the school systems, and just anybody that was involved and how I educated myself and educated everyone around him. And also, a lot of people didn't know that I managed him or that developed him. Basically helped him to get to where he is, and I brought his current manager on to co-manage, and then decided to step off so I can do more things for myself because I want to finish school as well. And then I have a lot of other businesses, my management company, Mayberry Cares, my Cozy Essentials Pajama line, and my online clothing store that I'm going to start as well. So I have a lot of things.
Yes.
So yeah, touch on a little bit about Mayberry Cares. Tell us a little bit about that foundation right there.
Okay, Mayberry Cares, first of all, the book was inspired through
Okay.
And it was inspired through Mayberry Cares because I'm going to use it as a tool to help parents or guardians, or it could just be it could be a friend taking care of a child that's not theirs, just to help educate them on what I did as far as if their child wanted to be in the music industry. As a manager, some of the things that I know now that I probably wouldn't have done before.
Right.
It was a learning process. Also, advocating for parents to be better advocates for their children, whether it's medical driven or career driven. Because your child could want to be a doctor or a lawyer, and if your child comes to you and say, well, you know, this is what my career choice is, what do you want to do? You should educate yourself on the colleges that they want to go to, so you can help them pick the best college for them. It's the same thing with their careers. You don't have to manage them to advocate for them.
Right.
Everybody don't want to be a manager as a parent. So you can still educate yourself on whatever their career choice is, so you can help them pick a good manager.
Right.
But you wouldn't know how to do that because you wouldn't know what that entails if you don't educate yourself.
Right.
And they need us, and they want us there. They feel more comfortable. It pushes them and encourages them when they see the parents involved and showing up at the shows and just, you know, being a part, making the decisions, helping making some of those decisions.
Yeah.
You know, it's just better.
Yeah.
So I'm advocating because I really wish that parents would be more managers because, you know, it's needed. It's needed with the way that the industry is.
Okay.
You know, it's really needed.
Absolutely. What challenges did you face? I know in the book there was challenges you faced with Bizure. Yes, he suffered with
ADHD.
Absolutely. Can you tell what was the obstacles you had to go through as a parent, and what procedures you took to put him on the right track? What was the situation that you had to?
Just understanding, trying to understand, trying to put myself in his shoes, because I was to the parent, and this is another reason why I wrote the book, because I'm very transparent in the book, because no, I wasn't always, you know, knowing what I was doing when it came to, because I was a young parent, so I grew up with my children. So there were some good choices, a lot of bad choices, and I learned from them. But through the grace of God, because I always put God first, I was able to get through some of those challenges. And one being just trying to be a parent and not hold him accountable for things he couldn't control.
Correct.
And once I taught myself that, I was able to teach other people that you cannot do that.
Right.
And that comes with educating myself and
Absolutely.
understanding the actual disorder process. And then once I did that, then I started to say, okay, I need to print out stuff on black and white so I could give to the teachers. When he had, when he had practices, the coaches they didn't really understand like why he couldn't sit still, or when they supposed to be sitting down in the huddle, he up trying to run around up and down the hill. They didn't understand it, so they would try to punish him by not allowing him to play football. So I had to, pull him to the side because he was like one of the star running backs.
Okay.
So I understand discipline, but you can't hold him accountable for stuff you can't control.
Right.
So I had to educate them and help try to get them to understand. And one of the challenges was because I was his mom and I was advocating for him, they was looking at him as a mama's boy. Or they would say, oh, you just want him to play because, for whatever your reasons is. And that's not going to look right to the other football players if we allow him to get away with certain things. Well, first of all, he's diagnosed under law.
Okay.
So you have to,
Honor that.
accommodate him the best way that we can. And in the interim, I knew the difference between disrespect and his disorders, but then you got to look at where the disrespect is coming from.
Right.
Because if you have a child that don't know how to tell you what's the matter with them, and he's constantly getting in trouble with him, constantly getting in trouble, they want to be angry. So then you got an anger management issue.
Yeah.
So that's why the parents need to be better advocates so we can help the children understand what they're going through, and then help the rest of the society as well understands it as well.
Yeah.
And then maybe you won't have so many angry children.
Right.
I applaud you for, as a single mother, all the adversities, all the stuff you went through. I mean, I applaud you for that because I don't believe in mama's boy thing, because my mom, she was a single mother as well. And for y'all to stick by us as men, I mean, to me, that's the greatest gift in the world. So I applaud you for that. That wasn't easy for you to have an oldest daughter and your
Still
son.
not. It's still not. Because, at the end of the day, regardless of what level in his career, he's still my child.
Absolutely.
Young adult child, he's still my child.
That's right.
There are always going to be obstacles and challenges. I just try to keep them covered in the Word of God and keep them prayed up, and ask any of my friends and family to do that as well, because when you have a group of people praying, it's awesome.
Yes.
It's a great covenant.
Yes, it is.
So I always lean on God first and just pray for wisdom and just follow suit from there.
Right.
But it's always going to be obstacles, and I call those obstacles storms.
Okay.
Because as I speak about this all the time, is that what happens with storms, they don't last.
That's right.
So it's the process of getting through the storms. When it's a big storm out here, what do? We sit and wait it out. Right?
Yeah.
We sit and wait it out. So it's the same thing with the obstacles in your life. They don't last. They might last for a year or 2 years. They might be long storms. But how do you get through it? And it's the process of getting through it is what that we gotta work to get better at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
and I'm not just learning that, as I'm getting older and getting wiser, I'm learning that this is what I've been going through. So it is helping me get better at this thing called life.
That's right.
And so I'm trying to teach my children and whoever else that want to listen.
Right.
Just hang in there. I understand times are hard because I go through things as well, but I just keep playing it back in my head. Trying to stay encouraged and stay empowering of myself. But sometimes you're not gonna have people to cheer for you.
That's
This is what I tell them. So you have to cheer for yourself. You have to empower yourself sometimes. Sometimes you gotta get in that corner and just say, yeah, you can do it. You the bomb, or whatever you need to tell yourself so you can, feel better about yourself, because you're not gonna always have somebody clapping for you.
That's true. Encourage yourself. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself.
But how has it changed your life to have a celebrity son? How did it change your life, as far as all the success?
Just from a safety aspect, it's just, it could be a little scary sometimes. And just me realizing how careful I have to be.
Yeah.
Because like my son, we just normal people. That's how we look at it. That's how we look at our lives. But in reality, that's not really the case.
Not anymore.
That's not the case. And remaining humble in all that.
Yes.
And knowing where our blessings come from.
Yes.
But pretty much, I still work You know, I still work, and I still work hard. And he still works hard. You know, he's constantly working hard. And then, you know, sometimes, like, he just took me to Jamaica for 5 days. And I was just like, you really need to just sit down. And it's like, sit down where? Like, he's all over the place. He was just having fun. Like, even when we was on, I needed a vacation from the vacation.
Yes.
But just, you know, sometimes trying to get him to pause for a second because he's so in it, you know, is, you know, before I was able to tell him what to do. Now he's a young adult, so I have to use a different strategy. So I have to encourage, make suggestions. You know, so I can't just, you know, be all over him. So that's definitely a challenge for me because I'm a mom and I still, you know,
So you're juggling a lot of endeavors as far as your careers. Still in the medical field, correct?
Yes.
Can you speak on that a little bit?
Yes, I am in the medical field. I am not a nurse yet, but I do cover 3 critical care units. I've been at my job for over 16 years. And I would like to become a nurse. I plan to go back to school. I'm trying to get my, as you see, I get like a lot of businesses going on.
Yeah,
and
that's nice though.
It's a lot of hats.
A lot of hats. And on top of that, I'm a mom. I have 2.5 grandkids because my other one is on the way, all by my daughter. And I'm still traveling with my son. So, and I have my mom and my brother. My sister just passed of cancer. She was 29 years old. So, you know, we're still dealing with that. It's only been a year. And just, you know, just trying to have a sense of normalcy every now and then because I'm constantly running. But I thank God though for it.
God is
you know,
good.
But just trying to balance it all.
You
know, could be difficult. You know, trying to, you know, I try to find my time with God, and it's like sometimes you get busy, but then you got to remember like where it come from. So I'm just constantly trying to tell myself like, no, you got to give God His time. If I got to get up 4 o'clock and 4:30 in the morning, if I got to go in the bathroom, a lot of times I pray and worship while I'm in the car on the way, and next you know I'll be crying all the way down to my job, and because that's my moment. That'd be my moment because I'm just so like all over the place. You know, so I just, you know, just trying to find that balance.
It sounds like you found that balance, though. It sounds like you found that balance. Would you say you're there? You found it?
I can say honestly that I'm getting there. Because I don't feel like that. I feel like that I owe God more of my time, if you will. You know, so I feel like that each day for me, I'm trying to always get better. I want to be like him. I want to act like him. So when people speak to me, like when you talk to me, you should feel the God and hear the God in me. And that's where I'm trying to be. So I'm constantly trying to work towards it. But when you have this thing called life, sometimes people take you out of character. All these things go on, and you just be like, wait a minute, this ain't. I gotta slow up because this is not what I'm trying to do. You know, it's like when you have a drug addiction, you gotta keep working at it every single day. So that's just where I'm at. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, but I just know where my heart is and what I'm trying to do. Irregardless of, you know, what the streets are saying or whatever. Irregardless, I know my heart.
Well, the streets gonna talk.
And God knows my heart. So,
Yes. So what is therapy to Andrea?
Therapy could be actually going to see a therapist because that's healthy. That's healthy. You know, I do spend time with my therapist every now and then because, like I said, my sister just passed, and you know, I'm still learning how to deal with an adult. I'm gonna say child, but he's not a child with ADHD. So that's still, you know, it's still a challenge. In order to perfect it, I have to keep educating myself, and I have to keep doing things to stimulate my mind, if you will, so I can be able to be honest and open to whatever he's going through or whatever my daughter is going through. And just family and life, period. That's about it. And going out, you know, I have my fiance, and like we did today, I had an interview earlier, and I worked last night, and I had to come and get dolled up because I had a live interview and get dressed and all this kind of stuff. And I said, all right, I got, how many hours did I have? Like 3 hours? I said, all right, he's not from here, he's from New York. So he came, he worked a double and came down too. And he's like, all right, we're gonna go out to, what's this, brunch? What we going this? We going this brunch. We went out to brunch and then we came here.
Okay.
So, you know, I just have to find time, I have to get it in when I can. And then when I leave here, it's time to go to sleep. So I can go
Yes.
to
Right.
So,
Yeah.
like I said, it's just, you know, trying to balance it and just, that's all. I don't really like to do too much because I'm so busy. Like for me, it's if I can get some sleep,
Mm-hmm.
that's if I can find
Sleep
some
therapy.
sleep,
Yes.
I'm good with that.
How do you do it?
But a lot of times I can't because I still do overtime, and this week I worked 30-something hours on top of the 40 hours that I did. And then on top of that, you know, with managing the businesses I have and revamping them.
Right.
And networking, you still have to network. You know how this business is. You still have to network and keep things going and just trying to maintain a healthy relationship.
Yes. A healthy relationship.
A healthy relationship.
That's right.
And
Outside of
thank
it all.
God that I have somebody that can, you know, help nurture my business, our businesses, and nurture the relationship when I slam.
Right.
That's important.
That's where the help me comes in at.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that helps a lot. There's no stress. No stress. No pressure, no stress.
So health and wellness. Health and
Health and
wellness.
wellness. Amen. Thank you, Lord.
Yes.
Yes.
Out of all the hats you wear, what is the one you most love? Like out of all the careers you're doing now, what's the most one that you love the most? What is it that you love?
Well, I'm gonna say that I'm blessed to be able to wear those many hats. That's number one. And number two, I love doing everything that I do, but my baby, my heart is Mayberry Cares Foundation because I'm going to be giving back to parents, and I'm going to be able to inspire and encourage and help parents that's just like me.
Like myself.
Just like me. Like I was in a place in my life because I was a young parent and I grew up with my kids where I just didn't know where I was going to turn. I didn't know how I was going to make it. I was, you know, not paying one bill to pay another, living off of credit cards. I talk about all that this in my book. And, you know, I just want parents to know, like, I know it's hard out here because you have so many people with depression. I went through it. And, you know, and you have so many people that don't have jobs and there's so many things going on, and I just want them to know, like, yo, get into your faith. Get into your faith first and just know that if I did it with all the things, I used to cry every single day and go to work because when you have a child with a disorder, sometimes the school, they call you every single day. I was at work, you can't do that. But I was blessed to have a job where as though they allowed me to go into the bathroom. They allowed me to take off when I needed to. I was allowed to take FMLA for him. So because I educated myself, I knew what to do.
Yes.
So anything that you do in this thing called life is basically just educating yourself. So I just want parents to know, like, you can do this too. You don't have to fall into depression and suicide and drugs and you know, be an alcoholic because there are other ways to get through the storm.
That's right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There are other ways to get through the storm. So for me, Mayberry Cares is like really like it's in my root. It's rooted in me. And I knew I wanted to write a book, but I was nowhere near ready to write a book. All I know is the offer came to me, and I knew that I said I wanted to do it, and God just laid it out. So when it came to me as fast as it did, I knew I couldn't turn it down, and I was busy now. I'm always like this. So to sit down and have to do it was hard. It was so hard for me to do, and then to get through some of the stuff. The domestic violence here that I went through was very graphic. So I cried. You know, I had to keep stopping because I never talked about it. A lot of things in here I never talked about it.
Wow.
This was my third.
That's awesome.
This is my third.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Healing, because you get healing through.
Absolutely, because after I read this book so many times, and I was just like, wow. Like, I looked at myself like, you can do that? Because when you're in it, sometimes you don't realize, you know, and then I'm over 40. I'm not going to say how old, but I'm over 40. And I think I suppressed it.
Yeah.
I suppressed a lot of some of the
Possible.
things that I wanted. I suppressed it because I never really talked about it.
Right.
You know, and there's a lot of other things, but there's going to be a part 2. It's
Oh,
going to be another
okay.
book.
Wait, what did she say? I'm sorry, I missed that one.
There's going to be another book.
Okay.
So I'm not
part
sure.
two.
If it's, I mean to say,
Okay.
I'm trying to see what it's going, but there is another book in the horizon.
Awesome.
Okay.
That's awesome.
A sneak
Yeah.
peek there.
Yeah, right. You heard it here first. You heard it here
Lounge,
first.
right?
Yes.
So,
Shout out to Maya K. Did I say it right?
Yes,
Shout out
yes,
to her.
yes.
She helped with the book. She helped with
yeah, she did. She
Yes,
did.
yes.
Okay.
She did.
Awesome.
So, what foods do you like? Do you have any particular like gourmet dishes or foods that you like?
I'm a pizza and fries, and this is why that sometimes I gotta hold this belly in. So I'm working it. I'm working it out. You know, I'm like, these young girls not gonna put me to shame
No.
because I ain't ready to lay down yet.
No.
I'm not ready. So, but I have to eat better. You know, I'm getting older, and I'm noticing like I was in denial for so long because people was telling me like, yeah, when you get 40, all that stuff you eating, you gonna be in trouble. I'm not eating right because I'm still skinny and everything. I'm seeing what they saying now, so I have to get better with that. But I love pizza, spaghetti, pasta, everything I'm not supposed to have. That's me.
Yeah.
I don't want no lettuce. None of that. I want the real food. Cheesesteaks.
Put it in a blender.
Yeah.
Put it in a blender. Get it in there.
A smoothie pizza. A
A
smoothie
smoothie?
pizza.
No, the lettuce. Put
That's
the
a
lettuce.
great idea.
Put the lettuce in the blender with your fruits, and you can,
Yes. So I'm going to consider that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have any role models coming up? Anybody that you looked up to? Maybe outside of the industry or in the industry, or just people in your family? Anybody that really you looked up to?
My parents. My parents. I really looked up to them. I had spiritual mothers as well.
Okay.
Because I'm the type of person, like, anybody that's going to empower me, like, negativity, I can't have nowhere. I don't have no room
time.
for that.
Right.
No room, no space, no
Yeah.
energy.
Right.
So I'm all about positivity. So if I meet somebody that can empower me, and because I'm like, once again, I'm not perfect. So there are days that I might feel like I just don't feel like doing anything, or I feel like I just can't get through the day because I have so much going on. And it might be that one friend, or there might that spiritual mom, or my fiance, they might say, babe, you could do it.
Yeah.
Like, come on, let's get up. Come on, let's do this, let's do that. I'm all for that, and that's who I gravitate to.
Good.
I gravitate to this. I have a few celebrity spiritual moms, and I have some that aren't. And I have some spiritual sisters, that's not in the industry, and I'm all, I'm all for that. I don't close the door on the women thing because of some of the experience I might have.
Right.
I encourage that, and hopefully with the workshops that I'm going to be doing around the world, that's going to, unite women. Because I know that there are some issues, and some of the issues are valid, but I really would love to see women more united and helping each other, and encouraging each other. And even with the panels that I'm going to be doing, and for my foundation, Mayberry Cares, I'm going to encourage parents that if you have another mother that's going through something that's right next door to you, y'all got to team up.
Yes.
Team up. Just make sure your stuff is in order and everything is safe.
Right. Power in numbers. Power in numbers.
You have to help each other. Each one teach one.
And it does take they say it takes a village, and it's true.
It absolutely do, because although that I was a single parent, I did have some support.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, that's still your child 24 hours a day.
That's
so
right.
after the support is gone, you still have to deal with things. And when people are tired, they're tired.
Right.
Because sometimes people have a misunderstanding of what a single parent is. And for me is, you're not married, you're raising these kids on your own. Yes, you might have support, but yes, you are a single parent. It could be male, female, or whoever.
Yep.
So
right.
For me, it's just, just trying to like empower, like I'm just and just get the word out there. I need parents to be better advocates for their children, and if you don't know how, let's find out how to do that.
Right.
Because there's a lot going on out here in this world, and a lot of these kids are angry.
Yes, they are.
They are
And
angry
suicidal.
and suicidal, and they have valid reasons to be
Right.
angry.
Right. Mhm.
The child is not always wrong. I wasn't the parent that say, oh, you know, the teacher is coming back telling me all these things, and I'm just gonna, you know, discipline you based off of that.
Right.
No, I know my children. I know the difference between disrespect. I know the difference between disorders. And my daughter, I know the difference between a lot of things she did as well. And just putting it into perspective and letting them know that although the teacher is saying this, that we are a team.
Right.
And I'm not against her or him, and he's not against me. But what we are going to do, we're going to make a plan to make you be the best person that you can be.
That's
so
right.
that's what you need to understand.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just where I was at.
Well, that was good. Well, you kind of took all my questions. How do you maintain like the youthful look? Because you're not. You said you eat the pizza, you do the milkshakes,
She look 20,
like, and that's the
25.
thing. Like, what are you doing like to keep your skin so fresh and glowing and like
Let me
looking?
just tell you just the honest truth.
Yes, please, and
Not
thank
a
you.
darn thing. All I
It's
do
just
is
a good black don't
listen.
crack.
And I'm gonna say this again. Sometimes in my prayer on the way to work, I'll be like, God, just please let me keep looking away. I just ask him, look,
Yes.
if this is your will, listen.
Mhm.
I'm not ready to be sitting down and can't move
No.
and, you know, feeling like I'm, you know, over 40 or whatever.
Yes.
So I just ask him to help me get better with exercise and stuff like that because it's just healthier.
Right.
Anyway, it's just stuff that I need to do anyway.
Yeah.
But really nothing because I don't have time. I
Yeah.
don't have time.
Mhm.
There's that deep melanin in your skin.
Yes.
That's
It's
that
that
deep-
love.
that's
Yeah, I just thank the Lord that my parents,
Absolutely.
it comes from the root, the parents. I can't even take the credit because I came from somebody.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
But I think it's all about keeping like a youthful spirit. Would you say like keeping like not thinking old,
Right.
but just keeping like with you reference spirituality a lot. So I think the Bible says something about coming as a little child or whatever. But that youthful nature.
Yes.
Would you say you try to hold on to that?
Yes,
And
but
then-
not too much because
Okay.
of the fact that my children are young and I do travel with my son
Okay.
because the way I look.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes it makes them feel uncomfortable. Not that I'm inappropriately dressed,
Right.
but some people just don't believe that I'm his mom, and they
Right.
automatically assume that I'm his girlfriend.
Right.
And I have to tell him sometimes, say mom.
Right.
Say mom in front of them so they can know.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Or because by me managing him, I wouldn't allow him to call me mom in the industry.
Oh.
Because people don't respect you.
Okay.
They automatically think you're just doing it and your child is not talented. They don't give your child a chance. So he gave me the name of Mayberry. That's my management name.
Oh wow.
And that's what he called me. And even I never
Awesome.
called him Brashear. I always called him Yags. Even to
Okay.
this day, it's hard for me to say Brashear now because then I can calm down a little bit.
Right.
Because I had to get used to. So even when he get in trouble at home, I was like, Yags. And he was like, well, is Jazz in trouble or is Brashear in trouble? I said, you trying to be funny.
Okay.
I said, you trying to be smart.
I like that.
But I had to get used to even at home because then I wouldn't, because in the industry I would, if he had a show and I need him to do something, I would say Brashear. That's because I was switching it back and forth, so I just called him Yags.
Okay.
Not Yags, I ain't calling him Yags Grades, but I call him Yags.
Right.
And, that's what I had to do. But I do have to be careful with my youthness because I want people to respect me.
Right.
And I'm not trying to be a young person, but I just want to be, like you said, be youthful,
Yeah.
in my own right,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How did it feel to see your son play Mike Bivens in the New Edition movie? How did that feel to you? Legendary group New Edition. How did that feel seeing him on the big screen?
Coming from the era that I come from, you must know that is my group. And back in the day, I was 40 Shorty. So, and he knows some of this stuff, so he tells the story of when he told me, and I was just like going off, and I told him, you messed up this role, I'm going to come for you, and he tell people the story. But I was really, really proud of him, but I wasn't surprised because I know that he can dance. It's just they pushed him because those steps were intricate. Like it was, and Mike Bivens didn't play with him. He stayed on. Even if he wasn't on set, he was calling in seeing what Yaz had on, and you know, and what his hair was like, and stay into character the whole time. Because sometimes I was like, what is this? Is this Hakeem Bashir Yaz or Mike Bivens? 'Cause I need to know, you know. But you know, I was really proud and to see that, and then speaking to Mike Bivens and speaking to his wife, because his wife was the one that recommended my son.
Oh, okay.
Because she loved Empire. She told him, because she told me this story. Tisha Bivens, she told me that she told Mike Bivens when they were looking for people, she said, no, you need to get that young man Bashir to play the role. And then if you look on Instagram and some of the stuff that they say, Mike Bivens was like, Tisha, you hit it right on the nose. Like, and she did. That was like a good pick. But I was really excited and proud. Proud. That was my favorite group too. I was proud. I keep watching. I DVR. I keep watching. I can't stop.
Yeah.
You know, my son said I was too hype. So I do. I can't help it.
Well, you his mom and you're proud, so you have every right to be.
Yeah, so he's up for nomination for Best Actor for the
Amazing.
BET Awards.
Amazing.
And he's up against Denzel Washington. And he's up against Marshala Ali from Moonlight, Omari, and somebody else. I think I forgot the other.
That's major.
That's major. When you put Denzel.
Look, when he told me that, I was like, yes, dog. Yes. So I will be there with him for the BET Awards. I'm actually trying to get my dress made.
I think he's gonna take it from my man.
No,
Denzel Washington.
I'm saying he is. I'm sorry, Denzel. I love you to death. But we're gonna speak this into existence. I keep saying that. I'm saying it all day long.
Yes.
He's gonna win. He's gonna win.
Yes.
And he's standing on your back, Denzel. So
yes,
we're very appreciative for that.
This is year. This is year.
Yeah.
Denzel can move over a little bit and get,
just a little bit. Just move over just a little bit. Yeah.
The Yaz year.
Yeah.
The Yaz year.
Yeah.
So is any place you haven't been yet that you like to travel to? Any?
Dubai.
Yeah.
Dubai and Hawaii.
Yeah, it's beautiful there.
Yes. And he was actually about to go. He was about to do a tour with Dubai, Africa, and London. But when we was about to go, because he told me I could pick one place to go. You know, because he's young, he don't want mama on tour with him everywhere.
Not everywhere.
And I don't want to be.
Yeah.
Not that far. Okay, but he told me I could pick one place to go, and I chose Dubai.
I was going to say Dubai. My friend of mine
I chose
came
Dubai,
back.
but what happened, it was so much stuff going on as far as like security and safety issues. They had to cancel it. So, but in the future, you know, once things settle down a little bit, that's going to be something that I do. Wherever he take me, or I take myself, but I'm getting it. Yeah.
That's right. Live your life. You know what I mean? Like all of the struggles that you've overcome, it's time to live and be happy and to enjoy life. Life is not always all about struggles. We're going to have those, but live. Now it's time to live.
That's what I'm trying to do, but the grind is still in me.
Well, don't give it up. That's right.
I just can't help it. And my team always say, if you come up with one more thing, that is finished. We got to finish this part first, and the next year, you know, I'm doing something else. Because if it's in me and God put it in me, I don't see why I have to sit on it.
Don't.
You know what I'm saying? So, yes, I'm going to be tired, but it's going to be okay. Because, you know, I'm going to get it started and get stuff rolling. I'm going to be able to sit down. We all going to be able to sit down.
Yeah.
But right now, when you're building, you got to keep grinding.
That's right. The grind don't stop.
The grind don't stop. You know that. The grind don't stop.
Grind all day.
You know, so unfortunately for them, it's a lot of work. But it's okay.
Yes. Yeah. So we're excited. So what's next for Miss Berry? What is next? What should we expect?
My management company.
Okay.
Management company, and just some outside businesses, and when I get them together, then I will be launching them.
That's exciting.
Some other businesses, you know, more stuff, you know, anything else that I can do to help the community. But I really want to make sure that I get Miss Berry Cares really off, and get it to the point where I'm comfortable with the way that it's running, and that I'm comfortable enough to know that people are really getting what they need from the foundation. So I'm still raising money so I can be able to give back. One of the things that I would like to do, and I can speak about this one thing, is for me, I was able to work 2 jobs, so I was able to fund my son's career. So, and I've always kept a car, thank God. So I was able to get him back and forth to where he needs to be. But I might have a parent to say, Miss Berry, I really would like to be there. I don't have a car and I have 2 younger children. I'm not getting on the bus, so that they won't miss out on that.
Right, the opportunity.
So I'm going to say restrict strategic screening or a Lyft or Uber gift card because I need you to be there.
Yes.
I need you to be there.
Yes.
Go to the audition with them, take your kids. Maybe I can get you a babysitter. Maybe I can pay for your babysitter
Because you
for a
understand.
few hours because
Right.
I need you to be there. Your
Yeah.
child needs you to be there.
Right.
So that's one of the things I'm working on. But with that, I have to keep raising money into the family because
Right.
stuff like that costs us money.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm working strategically. I'm putting a team together, and I want to get strong with that.
Right.
And there are going to be other things I'm offer as well once things get rolling. So I'm working on that. Excuse me. So I'm working on that now.
Awesome.
Yeah. So when can we expect the sleepy wear? Am I right? Is it? I wanna-
Tell us
I
a
wanna
little bit
know-
more about that. How do we order that?
No, is it for just women or men can do
For
that?
right now, I'm focusing on the women, and
Okay.
it's called Cozy Essentials. It's a pajama wear
Okay.
onesie. It's different than any other onesie. So when I reveal it, then you're gonna know why. And then I'm gonna do the men because you know how you know in the wintertime when I wear onesies all year round because I'm always cold. I love the air on, but then I'm always cold, so I wear onesies all year round. So, but you know when you have those family gatherings and you know y'all might have a family sleepover, the men might want to put them on, or maybe you just want to have family night with your family. So I'm definitely going to do some stuff for the men, and then. But my clothing line is going to launch probably within 2 months. And it's basically like these this maxi dress is one thing.
Okay. Did you design that?
No,
Oh, okay.
I didn't design it, but I do love it.
Uh-huh.
And I will be selling it. So it's a collaboration. Like I
Okay.
might have some T-shirts with some very exquisite sayings and in reference to my spiritual and other things, and my pajama onesie line, and also maxi dresses. I could wear maxi dresses every single day. I have 1 million of them.
Okay.
So I decided to invest in that.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna have a collaboration of that on my website. So
So website coming too. So the website is up, be up and running.
it's going to be up and running in a couple weeks.
Okay,
I'm
congratulations.
still like in the midst of getting everything together. So I'm working on like 4 projects at one time.
Okay.
And like I said, the book just came about, so I kind of got like forced into getting things together with it because it's done now. So then I got to promote it. I can't just let it sit there.
No.
And once the foundation is up and running, then this is going to be a resource
Right.
for my parents and an encouraging tool.
Yes.
So there's a
Yes.
lot to come. I'm actually going to be doing a workshop here hopefully in July, working on the venue.
How will people find out about that? Like aspiring parents who are pushing their children who have gifts, you know, with either acting or singing or dancing. Like how?
Everything is going to be through Ms. Berry Cares Foundation webpage on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
But for right now, like the workshops that I'm going to do, I'm going to post it. I'm going to promote everything because I'm doing one here in Philly, of course, and I'm trying to do this in July.
Okay.
I'm working on. Well, I'm not trying. I'm going to do it.
Right.
In July.
Right.
And then I'm doing. I have things in the mix for DC, New York, all over. So I'm working on all that as well, like everything else.
A lot going on.
And for right now, Miss Berry Biz, MSBERRY BIZ. That's my main page until I get everything up and running. But I put everything on there, what I'm doing, and you know, I'm going to be putting stuff out soon.
Yes, well that's awesome.
So in the future, will you be looking to manage any other artists in the future?
Yes, absolutely. I already have the management company started, but I haven't started looking for talent yet because for me, I don't want to go out looking for talent because because before my son, I managed a group called Chemo.
Okay.
And I didn't look for them. They came to me.
Okay.
And I find it to be the best way because for me, like you have to be not a triple threat, but like a quadruple.
Yeah.
Right? Because in this industry, you have to know how to do everything. And even if you don't know how to do it, if you master it, you can be the best at whatever. You just have to master it.
Right.
Rehearsal practices.
Yes.
You can do it.
Yes. Yes.
My son did not know how to dance. He didn't know how to sing. He didn't. He knew how to rap, but all those other things, he didn't know how to act. He mastered it because he critiqued it. He spent time. He rehearsed. His work ethic is crazy. Sometimes I would want to stay in the bed because I don't work 16 hours for 4 days.
Right.
He's waking me up at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning saying, let's go, we got to do this, we got to do. I'm like, not today. He's like, yes, Mom, we got stuff to do. You know, so he was encouraged by watching what I do.
Right.
You know, and that got him to have the work ethics that he has, and I'm grateful for that. So anything, you know, anything that you want to do, you work hard at it, you can do it.
Yeah.
And but for me, when I do, you know, when I am ready, I think for me is I'm probably gonna have to walk into like an open mic or something like that,
Right.
or just like I'm scouting some people in my head already that I see, and it was just that they popped up on my Instagram, or somebody might have
come
said,
right to you.
you know, sent me something in my DM, and I've just been watching them until I'm ready,
Right.
you know. But I love working with kids though. I love working with kids, so I think that's really where my part is.
Okay.
So we'll see what God has planned, you know. We'll see.
Definitely. So how can your fans find you? Social medias, how can they find you? How can they support you in your charity foundation?
Well, my supporters, because that's what everybody wants, supporters to me. I don't look at them as fans.
Right.
They can find me on Instagram, Mayberry Biz, MSVERRYBIZ. Andria Mayberry, ANDRIA MAYBERRY on Facebook. Mayberry Cares Foundation is also on Instagram and also on Facebook. The website for Mayberry Cares, I had to redo it over. It was up, but I had to do it over. I wasn't satisfied with it. And soon it's going to be there. So I'm going to post something when it's ready. I'm going to launch it. I'm going to have some workshops online as well. So next 2 weeks. I'm gonna say that it's gonna be ready in 2 weeks. I'm gonna speak that.
Yeah.
Because I'm working on it this weekend. And there's gonna be a lot of different tools and stuff like that. So I'm gathering it up, and I'm gonna have everything ready to go.
It's amazing.
The book is available, Barnes and Nobles, Amazon, Target, Walmart, online. Books A Million, iBook, ebooks. The one thing I have to do is get in the studio and do audio. So I'm trying to schedule a time to do that. So I'm going to do that as well.
Co-therapist, you have any last words?
I was just gonna ask, are you doing any book signings like at Barnes and Nobles? Is any of that scheduled coming up anytime soon? Or?
I'm in the mix of scheduling one in Neiman Marcus because they wanted to do something with me. So, but also when I do the workshops, it's a collaboration of you can get the book. Will be available. And I'll be able to sign and take pictures or whatever you want to do as well. So all the workshops that I do, the book will be there. Will be available. Because I only did one launch here, I'm going to do another book signing here. So I'm trying to
get it on.
work that out too with my schedule. And it probably be maybe in June, and then the workshop will be in July. So you'll have more than enough opportunities to come say hello to me, and let me say hi to you, and I can sign your book and write something personal in there. So
that's awesome. Wow.
Well, Ms. Berry, thank you so much for coming to your appointment, coming on time.
Yes.
Thank you for having me. It's been a long time for you and I since we talked.
Absolutely. And it's an honor. You just have no idea. And I appreciate
so much.
I appreciate you coming out to your therapy. And my co-host.
I was going to say, and you've been so inspirational. I really did not know what to expect. I had no expectations, actually. And I was just open to receive. And I'm grateful. Yes, just open to receive whatever it is you had to offer. And I just want to tell you that you are encouraging and inspiring. And to just keep being grounded and keep doing that, because we need you out here. And you are inspirational to us.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And that's just so encouraging. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I will keep doing it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Berry, for coming.
Thank you for having me, and I've had a wonderful time. Like time just flew by. I'm not
Yes.
even sleepy no more. Thank you.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Okay, well.